there's a map. Well, hello everyone. I am here unexpectedly with an enormous thriller book haul. If you enjoy thrillers, stick around because I've got 10. Many of them are very brand new releases. So stick around and let's dive into it. So this is an accumulation of books that were sent to me by the publishers, books that I found secondhand. I actually went to a Value Village yesterday and like scored big time with pretty brand new releases. And I was very proud of myself, and that's why we're here today. So let's dive in, shall we? The first book is Confessions on the 745 by Lisa Unger. She's a huge thriller author that I have not read, and this out of all of hers seems the most tempting to me. I nearly bought this several times while it was like full price, like in chapters, but I restrained myself. But when I went to Value Village yesterday, it was there and I was there. I was like, well, that's happening immediately. So Confessions on the 745 is about two commuters who meet kind of randomly. They're both on their way to work when the train that they're commuting on stalls on the tracks, and they're stuck for, I believe, like an hour or so. They're stuck for a little while. So they strike up a conversation like you do, and they actually end up having some pretty intimate conversations. So Selena is our main character, and she confesses that she believes her husband is having an affair with the nanny. And then Martha, the woman she's having a conversation with, says that she has been stuck in a horrible affair with her boss. Now, they part ways, and the next day, Selena's nanny is dead. And as she digs deeper into the nanny, she starts actually wondering who this Martha person really was. Now, I think this is based on a book by Patricia Highsmith, Strangers on a Train. It's very much inspired by that, absolutely, which I haven't read, sadly, but I think this sounds like fun. Let's read the first line, shall we? I know you guys love it when I read the first line. It does give a sense of the book. Prologue. She watched. Okay, that's not a 5-star first line at all, but I'm still here for it. Next is The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker. Now, I just watched Leanne from Literary Diversions review this book, and the way she was talking about this book made me desperate to read it. She just loved it. And this is one of those stories about a kid who is a little twisted. In this book, we meet Chrissy, who is 8 years old and has just killed another child. Now, everyone around her is showing a lot of mourning, a lot of sadness for this little boy that she killed. She doesn't feel so sad. Not so sad at all. She actually feels a little bit powerful. We follow her then, and then we follow her 20 years later. Chrissy is all grown up. She actually seems to have remorse for the murder that she committed as a child. And now she also has a 5-year-old daughter named Molly. Now, the past is beginning to catch up with her. She's been really trying to get away from it all of these years. But someone might actually take away Molly from her. And it's about her diabolical brain, I think, which sounds fantastic. Let's read the first line. Chrissy. I killed a little boy today. Oh my gosh. Like, that's obvious that would be probably the first line, but I love it. 5 stars. Yes. Next up is Under Your Skin. This one, I could be wrong, but I believe this might be a YA thriller. Please let me know if I'm wrong about that. But it sounds really good. It says on the back here, it's true what they say, one moment can change your life completely. I found a woman's body on the common. I touched her, that was all. But now the police won't leave me alone because all the evidence is leading towards me. And I don't know who I can trust. And there's just something about this premise that just sucks me in. I think this would be a really great book to read in early fall, like back to school time. What do you think? Okay, let's read the first line. Friday. I left the house earlier than usual this morning, and though it isn't exactly dark, it isn't yet light. Okay, not a 5-star first line, but sounds good. Okay, I've got one book that was sent to me by the publishers. This is Magpie by Elizabeth Day. And it sounds extremely creepy, as, you know, thrillers should. But this follows Marissa and Jake, who are a couple, very happy couple, except they have been really wanting a child. And it's just been proving very difficult. Now, it sounds like they need to save up for a child. They might need to do IVF or something along those lines, which I can understand, although in Ontario it was given up to us for free. In any case, that is neither here nor there to this story. So they end up getting a lodger. They have someone come and live with them, and the lodger seems perfect. Her name is Kate. She's very excited. She's like the perfect roommate. And then Kate starts asking a lot of questions to Marissa about her life and what's going on. And she's very seemingly compassionate about the issues that they're facing, trying to conceive. And then over time, she becomes more and more obsessive, crossing lines. And Marissa is led to question who this woman is who's living in her house now. She's questioning that, and she's willing to risk everything to find out. Just, yep. This is coming out on May 3rd. A day before my birthday. Oh, happy birthday to me. Maybe I'll read this in May. Okay, the first line. The house was perfect. I like it. Nothing insane though, nothing amazing. That's Magpie. So this next book I kind of got randomly at Walmart. I was shopping there with Barry. It was there. I was there. So I picked up The Heights by Louise Candlish. Now I feel like several books by her on my shelves, and I still haven't read any, and I don't fully know why I haven't. But Ruth Ware here says this is the queen of the sucker punch twist. And that, there's something about, I really like Ruth Ware, so I trust her. So this is about a woman who sees someone in the Heights. This is a very tall apartment, and she is on this balcony kind of thing in the Heights. And it's kind of a conspicuous, lucky little spot where no one can really see you, but you can see a ton. And so she's there, and she spots a man that she never thought that she would spot again. And she's wondering how he got there. She knows it's him. He's a little older, yes, but it's for sure him. There is no way in the world that she should be able to see this man because he is dead. And she killed him. Apparently this is a mother-daughter story about the ferocity of maternal love. Sounds good. Let's read the first line. Oh, I actually was reading it in Walmart thinking, you know what? This is not bad. Okay, killing time. Opening lines are hard to write, says Felix Penny. And he, of all people, should know. I mean, it's just okay for a first line, but it was as I dug in a bit more that I got really into it, so that's good. We've got a Jane Eyre retelling that I, for one, am very excited about. This is The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. I have Rachel's other book on my shelf, still haven't read her. It's kind of nice when you have a few thriller authors that you haven't read yet that could become new favorites, so that is my hope in this case. So this, I believe, is like a modern day Jane Eyre retelling. We meet Jane, shocking, and she arrives in Birmingham, Alabama. She doesn't have a lot of money at all. She is a dog walker in Thornfield Estates. And this is a neighborhood that is filled with really beautiful mansions. And she doesn't feel very guilty for going into these people's houses and stealing little bits and bobs, jewelry here and there as well when she's going in to get her clients' dogs for a walk. We also meet Eddie, who is one of the Thornfield estate's most recent residents, and his wife, Bee, sadly drowned in a tragic accident, a boating accident with her best friend. Now, Jane sees an opportunity here, but they do end up having some sort of connection, Jane and Eddie. But Jane can't seem to get out of her mind this Bee woman who has passed away. It seems almost like a mix of Rebecca and Jane Eyre, if I'm being honest, the synopsis on the back. But my hopes is that it's going to be really, really good. Let's read the first line. February. It is the absolute shittiest day for a walk. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Not a 5-star first line, but maybe 4. There's something about it. Next, we've got another arc that was kindly sent my way. This is The Murder Rule by Dervla McTiernan. Okay, I'm going to read the little back for you here, the blurb. First rule, make them like you. Second rule, make them need you. Third rule, make them pay. So it says, they think I'm a young, idealistic law student, that I'm passionate about reforming a corrupt and brutal system. They think I'm working hard to impress them. They think I'm here to save an innocent man on death row. They're wrong. I'm going to bury him. So this definitely sounds like a lawyer story, and that sounds wonderful to me. It's also meant to be adapted to a TV series on FX. That sounds very exciting. I think this is going to be a big thriller this summer. I just have a feeling. Let's read the first line, which just happens to be an email, it seems. Dear Professor Parquet, my name is Hannah Rockby. Okay, just like not a good first line at all, but it's part of an email. Can I judge that? I don't know. Moving on, we've got a release from last summer that didn't do as well as I think a lot of people had hoped it would. It's by Paula Hawkins. This is A Slow Fire Burning. This is about a man who dies in a really horrible way on a London houseboat. Now, there are 3 women who knew him, and each woman has ties to him, obviously, and also reasons for really hating him. And so I think we follow these women and we get to the truth of what happened. Was it one of these women who led to his untimely death? I don't know. Will I care that he's dead? Probably not after reading this. Ooh, there's a map. I love that. Let's read the first line. Ooh, blood-sodden, the girl staggers into the black. I like that. That's 5 stars, I think. Yes. Okay, 2 more. We've got He Started It by Samantha Downing. I really did enjoy My Lovely Wife. I think I gave it like 3 or 4 stars. I thought it was kind of fun. This book is about 3 siblings who haven't been together in quite a while, in years, and for very, very good reasons. They've always very much bickered in their relationship, but when their grandfather dies, who was extremely wealthy, he leaves a cryptic final message in his wake, and they have to come together for a cross-country road trip to fulfill his final wish and secure their inheritance. But that's going to be awkward. And P.S., one of them on this road trip is a killer and has a body in the trunk. That just sounds like fun, very good summer read. It's a road trip. I don't know. I just have a good feeling about it. It looks like nobody read this. In any case, let's read the first line. 14 days left. I'm assuming 14 days left of the road trip. You want a heroine. No, I don't know if that's a 5-star first line. I feel like I would have had to keep reading. So that's not a 5-star first line then. Still looking forward to it. And from summer to the dead of winter, last but not least, we've got Outside by Ragnar Jonasson. Now, I believe this author has written books that are like series, and this is his first standalone. This is coming out in May, and this takes place in the Icelandic Highlands, and we meet four friends who get together and they seek shelter in a small abandoned hunting lodge. There is a deadly snowstorm surrounding them. They're very lucky to have found this lodge to kind of stay the night. Unfortunately, they're isolated, but they're not alone, and it seems like they don't all get out alive. I have always really enjoyed books set in remote places, yes, but also books where there's this isolated aspect, and you can't get away from both the setting and the people within the setting. I really love that. It's kind of a shame in some ways that this is being published in May, because I feel like it would probably do better in like end of fall. But I think a lot of books have been pushed in publishing and kind of thrown all over the place because it's hard to get things published right now with the pandemic and everything. So that is Outside, Four Friends, One Night, Not Everyone Will Survive. Let's read the first line of that. Okay. It was mind-numbingly cold. Fun. Not a 5-star first line, but still fun. So those are all of the books that I have picked up as of late. Let me know in the comments below if you have picked up any thrillers lately. Have you read any of these thrillers? And like, do you have any that you would give like a 5-star? I'd love to know. I hope that you guys are doing really well, and I will chat with you very soon. Bye!